Alexis Skye!
Hi.
We get to meet finally.
I know. I love you so much.
I love you! You are a baddie too.
Thank you.
You're like you're gorgeous on the gram, don't get me wrong, and on TV. But in person, you are flawless.
Thank you.
Is that your real nose?
Yeah.
I'm like...
Yeah, okay, so I've never done like face surgery, nothing like that. This is like my real face. I've done a little Botox, little enhancement, but nothing like surgical.
Do you get Botox often?
I just got it on Friday.
I mean, you are beautiful. The bone structure is structuring.
Thank you.
The hair is the right volume. It's the right amount of bundles.
Thank you.
You got the bust down. I love a bust down.
Okay. Bust down middle part on them.
The body's body.
Thank you.
So you're a baddie.
Yes, thank you.
I'm so excited to talk to you.
Yes.
So thank you so much for saying yes. I reached out to you.
Yes.
And I'm like, I really want to be able to tell your story. Because this is the thing. And listen, my interviews aren't messy, as you know. I just ask questions because I want the world to sort of get to know the person behind the persona. And you have been doing so much amazing work lately. So congrats on your license.
Thank you.
Dealing with taxes, right?
So I started with a tax company. So I don't really do them myself, but I have a company. And then from there, I entered the financial market. And then I just wanted to expand and get my license. So nobody has anything to say about anything, Because everything I tend to do, it becomes like oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. And it's like, okay, I am human just like everybody else. Why can't I do that,
Yeah.
So I felt like, let me just take a step back. Let me really learn this industry. And I fell in love with the insurance lane, But my company overall offers all financial services. So taxes, credit, funding. So it's a one-stop financial solution. And yeah, it's been building generational wealth.
Look at you. So what made you get into that? Because one thing I read about you is when you started to do the recovery houses, you said something so valuable because unfortunately you had a hater who contacted somebody because you didn't have the proper license that you didn't know about. Because if you did, you would have gotten it, but that didn't go anywhere. But you said something, Alexis, that I was like, she is preaching when you said sometimes Instagram hustle makes you believe you have to get into every and anything, and that what you really have to focus on is diving into a lane that is passionate for you, that works for you. Right. Real estate may not work for everybody. Having recovery houses may not work for everybody. But if you find something that can make you money that you're passionate about, that's when you're going to enjoy it and be successful in it.
Right.
Which I think is valuable because we do live in a culture of LLC Twitter.
Yeah.
Where everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and everybody wants to own something. And I do feel like your story does tell the story of don't rush into just something because it makes money. You have to love it and learn it and enjoy it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that is correct. But for me, I would say, from the background that I come from, I didn't go to college. So I don't really have that. I didn't have that degree. So for me, it was always figuring out. I just knew how to hustle from the beginning. So I knew I always had the cash flow coming in, no matter what I was hosting from TV. So I was the type of person always thinking of the next plan, how is my money gonna grow? So for me, I was just opening this, opening that, but I didn't have the right structure. I didn't have the right team behind me. I didn't really know about the business. And like you said, you see other people doing things and you kind of, Instagram, we all get influenced to do stuff. So for me, I'm like, okay, recovery house. I did get my body done. Let me try this. And it worked. Money was coming through, but I didn't really know the full foundation behind the business. I had the money to put it up. I was letting people run my business that really had no business running it. I was somewhere in Egypt enjoying my life, drinking some mimosa. So I feel like it was just a learning process, and I was so young. I just turned 31. I did that when I was 25. So through the years, I was able to experience different businesses, but those weren't for me. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you put your money there.
Right.
So if you don't have the passion for it, if you're not dedicated to it, if you're not gonna wake up and check on your business, then don't do it. That's my suggestion for people now. What led me into the financial lane is I want to stay away from that overhead. I wanted to understand financial literacy. I wanted to understand what it meant about taxes, about your credit, about OPM, funding. Instead of using cash, because I used a lot of my cash and lost a lot of money, and I could have got it funded for a business, Yeah. So I had to teach myself these things. So it's really just, learning from your mistakes. And what I did was create a lane now. Listen, y'all, I made all these mistakes. So yeah, I could be ALEXIS SKYY with 5.6 million followers, but you can make these mistakes or you can learn from my mistakes. And that's where I'm at with it now. So it's either I'm at a point where it's either you're gonna respect it or you're not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a point to prove to nobody but myself. I know what I did, and I feel like I'm at a point where now I finally am in my lane. I found my purpose, I found my lane, and I'm just rocking it.
So talk to me about this recovery house. So the recovery house was for people in case they got BBLs. There's a house where you can recover?
Yeah, so there's basically when you get surgery, so whether you have your breast done, lipo. So I had a staff and it was a home. I had it decorated real nice. I had a chef. So basically when you want to recover versus going to a hotel.
Those exist?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
They have to exist because, I mean, after you get surgery, you can't really go on a plane, you know? So you have to be at somewhere to recover. So it was making a lot of money, but like you have to have a proper license for that, which is a home health care license.
And
a lot of people don't have that.
Okay.
So it was because it was me. And I came in the industry booming and I came in and took over the trap. That's how I like to say it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it was like, okay, she's taking the clients. Like, all right, boom. And a lot of people don't have their license. So, you know, but I suggest they get it.
I had no idea there was recovery houses for that.
Yeah, they're usually located in Miami.
I was gonna say Miami, you see sometimes the girls come off the plane with the wheelchair.
Yeah, they're like, well, that's because they don't want to pay for the recovery house.
Okay.
So, because it's a little coin. But
how much is it?
I mean, that was like 3 nights was about $1,800.
Oh.
So, and I had about 6 rooms. So, you know.
You was profiting.
But and I took good care of my girls. I really did. But you know, it's all about just doing business the right way. So no matter how nice it was, you know. And now that I'm licensed in insurance, and I'm gonna go back and get my home health care license next. So
good.
So I might open 10 more recovery homes.
Get it, girl.
The right way.
So you talk about getting your body done. What made you want to do that? And how old were you when you did that?
Well, I got my breast done when I was 18.
That's young.
Yeah, but I was dancing, so it was like.
But did you feel like you were still developing though, or were you fully developed at 18?
No, baby, I was developed at 15. Yeah, like I was been developed, but it was more so like in the industry. I was in the nightlife. I was dancing, so you see other women with it, you want to have the same thing. So that kind of played that factor on that note. As far as when I got my body done, I did that 4 years ago, and I was just gaining a lot of weight. I don't know if I was drinking too much, I don't know, partying too much, eating too much. I don't know what it was. Happy weight, but I had like blew up. And I was like, this gotta go. And I was so against it, but I just went and did it.
So was it just lipo?
I just did lipo.
Just lipo, not a BBL?
I never got a BBL.
No?
No, I got like ass shots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it literally like a needle?
Yeah, like a needle.
That's filled with collagen, what is it?
Hydrogel.
Hydrogel.
I did that 10 years ago.
Okay. Is it still like?
I'm perfectly fine.
Okay. No
yeah,
issues.
I just went to the right person, and I just did mine the right way. So I know it's like a lot of horror stories and stuff, but I mean, 10 years ago to now, it's a little different. So yeah. Okay. I was very lucky.
I know, because I'm like, you look great.
Thank you.
You look great.
Yes.
I do want to go back a little bit because you have had a story that I feel like is such a telltale sign for a lot of girls in terms of what they may have encountered in their childhood or their teenage years that I really want you to sort of like be an inspiration for, because when I did my research on you, I was inspired by your journey. And I was inspired by the fact that just because you come from this or this happened to you, it does not define you. So I want to go backwards a little bit. Talk to me about your childhood. Like, who was Alexis growing up?
Well, I am the only girl out of all boys. I come from a Caribbean family from New York, so my family is Jamaican. I was raised by like all women, so just real strong women. They all have their degrees, all in the medical field, doctors, nurses, you name it. So I came from a great family. I think I just wanted to, as I got older, it was such like a strict routine with my family. I just wanted to be me. Like I wanted to do what Alexis wanted to do. I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to do that. So I kind of just was like one of those people that just wanted to spread my wings. And that's what I did. I spread my little wings in the wrong direction. And it just led me into like the wrong direction. And it just went up from there. It was just a horror movie. That's what I like to call it. But I was able to get out of it and survive and be who I am today.
You talked about being sex trafficked at
Yeah.
15 years old.
Mhm.
How did that even happen to you?
Just running away from home when I had no reason to. Like I said, I come from a great family. I think it was more so just me wanting to be this independent. I had to be independent at a young age anyway. I took care of my brothers when my mom was at work. Like I was just like one of those people that cooked, clean, like at a very young age. But I just wanted to see what the world was like. I was always in the house or school. And I just kind of wanted to leave. And I left, but I got, set up in the wrong situation.
But how does that happen to
So it was a friend of mine that basically told me that, like, I need somewhere to stay, because obviously when you run away, you need somewhere to stay. So it was a
Right.
situation, well, you could stay here, rent the room, and basically waitress. And it went from renting a room to waitressing to basically being in like, I don't know what you want to call it, a house full of women, you know?
were you unfortunately told to like have sex in exchange for like
Yeah,
housing?
yeah. It was trafficking, but like it was just like, I guess, like a brothel house,
And you was 15.
Yep.
And how long were you there for?
Like 30 to like 40 days. I got out of there. I was able to escape, but I wasn't there. It wasn't like I was there for 6 months. I was there for 30 days, but it was probably the worst 30 days of my life. And I've told this story, but I haven't really got into details. And I'm at a point where I'm able to talk about it because it is a lot of young girls out here that need to know, like, it's nothing out there. Like, stay in school. Don't try to follow what's on Instagram, because it's a dangerous world out here. And these men out here, so not all men, but a lot of these men, like, they don't care.
Right.
They do not care. So, yeah, it was a long 30 to 40 days, and it really broke me as a young girl. It affected me in the long run. And I'm still healing from it. I will say I won't admit that I'm fully healed from it, because sometimes certain things trigger me. But I know I'll get there at some point.
Are you in therapy?
No, I've never been to therapy in my life. And I'm actually
baby.
considering it, yeah. Because I feel like we hold on to things and we say we're healing. And like at one point I was lying to myself, like, I'm healed, I don't care about that. Like, but I realized, like, there's little pieces that I never really healed from it. Like, and they still trigger me till this day. So I'm like, maybe I just need to, like, sometimes talking to somebody that doesn't know you, and just letting it all out.
What sort of warning signs can you give young girls who may be involved in it and not know how to get out, may be dating somebody that is grooming them to do that? Like, are there any like warning signs that a young girl should like look out for?
I mean, honestly, it's so hard to say a warning sign. I just say, just be careful who you associate yourself with. You never really know. Like, these type of predators come like in a disguise mask. Like, they pretend to be like your boyfriend. They pretend that they're not this person, and then they'll unfold who they really are. So it's kind of hard. So you just got to be very careful and pay attention to little like signs in the beginning. Like, if somebody's like asking you for money all the time, or just constantly taking your money, then those are signs. But outside of that, it's really hard, especially in the nightlife. If you're a dancer and a dude's always asking for money, he's most likely a pimp. It's called modern day pimping. So it's kind of hard to get that type of advice. Just be aware of your surroundings. Don't take drinks from nobody. Don't sleep at nobody's house that you don't know. I know you might want the money, but it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So
when you were there for the 30 through 40 days, did you go back home after that?
no, I kept going. Like, I left, and then I got on the bus to New York. Like, I just left. Yeah, I was mentally like gone. So
But why? If the home was good and the family's good.
Well, because I made that decision to leave, and this was like the last, like, I ran away so many times prior to that it was just like I knew I couldn't really go back. I done caused so much damage at home. So I was like, at that point, you're like, okay, I'm about to just keep going. And I just kind of.
What is your relationship like today with your family? Your
Great,
mom and dad?
amazing.
Everything's good?
Yeah. Me and my mom, we are, like, my mom is young, so she's 50, so we're like sisters, but we're like building our relationship from the pieces that we're missing. So that takes a process, but we're getting closer, and that's a healing journey for both of us. But she's an amazing mother, great support system to my daughter, which is, super needed, and my grandmother. So, yeah, it's really just us.
Yeah. I mean, listen, kudos to you for escaping, because unfortunately, a lot of girls don't escape that. And a lot of them from the age of 15 are now still involved in that because there just isn't any way out. So listen, I just want you to know your ability to get out of something so horrific really shows the strength and the blessing that God has on your life to be able to sit here with me today and to be able to be in a safe place, tell your story in hopes of warning other girls. Because the thing about young women that I'm learning by talking to women is the fact that you do, as a young girl, have so many options and access, especially when you're fully developed. You know, you have these older men hitting on you, promising you things. And a lot of people think you have to come from a bad household with bad parents to escape. And it's sort of like, no, it's just you're influenced by certain things and you think the grass is greener.
On the other side.
Yeah, and you get caught up in stuff.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, of course, it could come from being from a bad home, but I didn't come from that.
Yeah.
You know, it comes from the influence of what we see and what we want to do. And like I said, from then to now, it's even worse now. Like, the way social media paints certain things, like, these young girls are looking like 20 at 15, you know? I didn't look as old, but I don't know what it is. They got body. It's just like, it's real, like, I don't know. As a mother and I have a daughter, like, it's just super important to just stay connected with your kids. Like, let them be themselves. That's the best advice, but also just stay on top of them, you know? Whether you got to put an Apple tracker on them, and they don't know, just make sure that you're on top of it. Because it's young girls getting taken every day. Every day.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
It is.
So you're in, like, so you leave that, but you're, like, catching a bus to New York City. Is that what made you get into being a dancer?
Yeah. So at that point, it was just like, okay, well, when somebody installs, like, this is what you are, it's like, okay, this is what I am. So that's what I knew. So it's like you kind of teach somebody something and it's like, okay, this is all I know what to do. Versus going to get a job at McDonald's or this. I didn't want a job. So at that moment, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to use my abilities. I'm going to use what I learned and I'm going to make the best of it. So that's what I did. I went to New York and then I started dancing. I was in high school and I was dancing at the same time. So I'll go from work straight to school.
Where were you living?
With my grandma. But she thought I was waitressing and stuff.
And you were how old when you first started dancing?
Like 16, turning 17.
And excuse my ignorance, I've only been to the strip club one time in my life.
I had a fake ID.
So I was saying, because you have to be 18.
Well, yeah, I had an ID. And technically in New York, it's like it's not nude. So it's just like a titty bar.
Okay.
So, and when I was in that situation, I had like an ID made. So I was able to go and use it and stuff like that.
And how long were you doing that?
I danced and then I graduated and then I moved to Atlanta and then I got out here and it got crazy out here. So I probably to like 18, 19. I stopped and then I met Betty and then
When you came into Atlanta, how old were you?
I was like 11.
Ah.
So I was born in New York and then I moved to Atlanta.
Got it.
Yeah, so it was like a back and forth from New York to Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, were you dancing in Atlanta too?
Mm-hmm.
Magic City?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, everywhere. Honestly, it's crazy. I danced at every club in the city. Yep.
Really?
My last stop was Magic City. So I graduated high school because that's something that I knew, like, okay, even though I'm making this money, like, I want to have my education. So I got my diploma because I had dropped out and I went back and just did it. So I promised my grandma, like, I'm going to get my diploma. I did that. Once I got my diploma, I got out of here. Got my car, came straight to Atlanta because it's like I seen what I was making in New York. I'm like, let me go to Atlanta and take my talents there. So I came down here and then I got exposed to the Atlanta industry, like, all over again. It just brought back those memories, but it was like, now I'm a little older and wiser and I kind of looked out for being in those situations again, you know? And I ended up back in another situation, so yeah.
You did? What situation was that?
It was the same thing, like a guy saying that he was my boyfriend, but he was really a pimp. So, yeah, it was
really? How old were you?
I was a little bit older. I was like 17, 18, so. Yeah. So it's like a, you know, it's a thing that you gotta kind of like just be mindful of and just you gotta be strong. You know, because the manipulation is really real. And nowadays, women are real vulnerable. Especially from like where they come from, whether it's daddy issues, whatever it is. So, you know.
Did you have daddy issues?
My dad was never there, so it was just my mom.
Your mom and a house full of brothers. And you
so I wouldn't say daddy issues if he wasn't present. I met him older when I turned like 17, I met my dad. So I wouldn't say daddy issues. I think it was just that void of like a male figure being there.
But that's still a daddy issue, though.
Yeah, okay, it is.
No,
Yeah.
the thing is this. I always tell people this. For a girl, the first man you love is your father.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a father who's active in your life, 9 times out of 10, he's the one who sort of raises you to understand what to expect from a man.
Right.
Because he teaches you how a man should treat you. Like, your father's the first one to tell you, like, baby, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
And one thing I always tell young girls is, if you have a strict dad who's like, got all these boyfriends and these guys, like, it's only because he knows how he was at that age, and he doesn't want his daughter to succumb to that. So although your father wasn't present, that's still a daddy issue because he just wasn't there. And I understand completely your story now, because for you to be in a household with your brothers and it's your mom and you're like the only girl, what you don't even know, Alexis, is subconsciously you were longing for something that wasn't there, but you couldn't even define it for yourself at that time.
Yeah, like now that now at this age, I look back and I'm like, okay, that probably was what it was,
Yeah, I think that extremely is the possibility, because something was missing and you didn't have the sort of like
that void. I was
yeah. So no, I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're in Atlanta, you graduated, you're still dancing. Did you meet Fetty during that time of dancing?
Yeah. So I escaped out of that situation. So now, fast forward, I'm in Atlanta, and then I got caught up in that. I escaped out of that situation, and I'm just back to myself. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. Like, at that point, I didn't want to talk to guys at all. I was just so damaged and scarred at that point. So I was just going to work, and then I came across Fetty. And I only had like 6 months to dance after like that.
You met him at the club?
No, we met through a mutual friend, yeah.
Okay. So the ex-boyfriend you had, who you found out was a pimp, was he trying to like prostitute you?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
And then take my money like whenever I came home.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how long did he do that?
Like a year. But trust me. Like, I mean, it's not okay, but it's like,
No.
Yeah, and then I got past that, and then, so at that point, you just become like, you're just like a broken woman at that point, but it's like, I just knew like, okay, I knew I wanted to be great in life. I knew I was gonna get somewhere. I knew this wasn't the end for me, so I just kept going and going, and then I met Fetty, and when I was dating him, I still was dancing, but he was like, enough, you're not going back there. So I always say that, like, I do always give him his props for that, because he did come in my life and, take me out that life for real. So yeah, I'll never forget that.
The thing is that a lot of people have questions about is your attraction to him. Is Alexis with Fetty because he's a rapper, he has money and all those things, but what was it about Fetty? Because I'm pretty sure there were tons of guys who wanted you and wanted to sort of like, in some guys' eyes, save you, right? Let me take you out of this institution and you be my woman. But what was it about Fetty that you were able to say, like, this is a guy that I love?
Yeah. So with him, I just was like, let me try something different. I didn't tell him about anything that I went through. So when I met him, I was already like a little vulnerable, and I'm like a little scared and shaky about the situation, because I'm like, okay, who are you? What do you do? I was just kind of like skeptical at first. When I met him, he wasn't a rapper. So he didn't blow up yet.
Oh.
So yeah,
I don't think people know that.
No, they don't. He was doing music, but it didn't get there yet, So I got like with him right like 3 months later, he just blew up. It was just like a blink of an eye. So we went from like, not being a rapper to me dating him to like literally being in Vegas on a stage, and then boom, us posted on social media, ALEXIS SKYY dating. He blew up. And, I was right next to him at the time. So, yeah. And why I liked him is because he was honestly, at that time, after going through so much, he genuinely, like, loved me. Like, he gave me the love that I needed. He didn't judge me. And at some point, I did open up, and he didn't judge. Like, I told him everything. Because I'm like, okay, if this is the person I'm going to be with, I think he should know that, like, that I have some type of trauma with me. I have triggers with me, because I really don't know nothing about him for real, so he needs to know. And, within those 6 months, he treated me like a queen. You know, and you gotta think from what I went through, that was like the first man to actually like show me my worth. And then he took me out of that environment. So that played a big role. And then it became a whole circus after that.
Yeah.
You know, the fame. And I don't think he never intended to hurt me in certain areas. It's just more so, you know, it comes to that lifestyle. When you're a rapper, it's the girls, it's that. So it was just like everything was on Front Street with us. We were on the blogs every week. It was just like, you know. Whew.
He was living the life of a hip-hop rock
But
star.
was trying to like be in love at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot. You know, he was like in the verge of wanting to like not lose me, but on tour, different girls, people getting pregnant. It was just a complete disaster.
And he had how many babies on you?
Like 4, maybe 5. I don't even know if there's more out there. I don't know. But yeah, and you know, so yeah.
And you stayed with him throughout that?
I stayed through the whole process.
Why?
Because that's who, like, that was like my real, like, you know, person that I loved.
Would you consider Fetty your first love?
I would say like my second love. I had like my first love when I was younger and stuff, but my second love, yeah.
Okay. And while you were dealing with all of that, when did you have your bundle of joy during that time that he was cheating on you?
So, you mean my daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you trying to imply about the story about him? Because are you trying to?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm
it's your story.
delivering it the right way.
Correct,
Because
yes.
people like to twist things.
Yes, exactly. So I want you to set it up the way
and I'm being
that
very
it's true.
I want to be real and transparent because I think that they tend to paint this like, oh, you didn't know, and all this stuff. So I will say when I was with Fetty, I never cheated on him, ever. Ever. And the one time I did decide to step out is because I couldn't take it no more. I was at my breaking point and I'm like, I'm out of here. I moved to LA and far away because we had bought a home in Atlanta. And I'm like, I gotta get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I left. I went to LA, got an apartment. This is when Love and Hip Hop reached out. You know what I mean? So now they're at me like, Alexis, we want you on the show, da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm making my name for myself. Like, fuck this, fuck him, whatever. So he's obviously still reaching out. And then I bumped into a guy who I went out. And at this point, you gotta think, I went through all of this stuff. Then I went through somebody that I thought like, well, I knew loved me, but then put me through all of this at once. I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, I'm not dating no more. So I did meet somebody, which is not my child's father, and we went on a few dates, but he was courting me. So the thing that Fetty wasn't doing, like the flowers, the date nights, you know, Fetty was giving me the lifestyle, but I was still missing. So now it's still another void coming. So me and my child's father, we were not like sleeping with each other at all. Then we decided to obviously mess around on a one night type of thing. And from there, it was just like, okay, this is it. And Fetty was back. It was like I wasn't strong enough to like leave. So I went back. Fetty came back, came to LA, bought a house in LA, and was like, I got you a new house, like new car. And it was just like, okay, fine, I'm going back. I went back. So now I'm back home. And obviously I'm back with him, not knowing that I was already pregnant. You know, so I did not know. And then obviously if you're back in a home with the person you're with, you know, we obviously were still sleeping together. And then from there, boom, I popped up pregnant. So at that moment, between the time frame, it just was like I wasn't expecting that night when we did use protection. I didn't understand like how that even happened. So it was a confuse for me because it's like, this is the first guy that I'm sleeping with outside of Fetty. I wasn't sleeping with him without protection. We for sure used a condom. So I'm like, okay. Boom, fast forward, I found out that I'm pregnant. So at this moment, I'm like, okay, you had all these babies on me. I have a baby now. Like, I want to get married, boom, boom. He's like, okay. So that turned into a disaster. 6 months later, he ends up cheating on me again with one of my friends. So I moved from LA and then I couldn't take it no more. Like, I was literally only 3 months. I had my daughter at 5 months because I was under so much stress. So I ended up having to move back with my mom. I stayed with my mom for a little bit. We did not know Alea wasn't Fetty's. Like, through that whole process, I'm still not knowing that Alea is not Fetty's, you know? Through the whole pregnancy, I moved to my mom's. He would still check in on me, but he was just like, I don't know what he was going through. It was just like, fuck me. So, I was just like, okay. So I was going through all this like pain and emotion just sitting at my mom's house. I was in a major depression. And I ended up having Lele at 5 months. So he was there at the hospital. He was there through the whole process. As she got older, that's when I started like looking at her like, okay, like this is not, I was looking at my mom like, because all his kids have a certain like look.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. But it was all not making sense because I'm like, I wasn't with nobody. So you have to go back to the thing. I'm like, okay, oh shit. I'm like, no. So I'm looking, I'm just waiting because, it takes time for a baby to develop. Mm-hmm. So, and you gotta remember, she's only 5 months. So you can't, none of her features are
fully developed.
Exactly. So about 6, 7 months, that's when I kind of was like, okay. And me and Fetty already communicated. I told him. I said, and the good thing about it is he knew that once I went back to him, he asked me, did you sleep with anybody else? And I was very honest, and I told him the truth. So he was aware, but once I kind of knew that she wasn't his, I already communicated that with him. Like, hey, we need to talk. And he was like, he kind of already knew, because I was sending pictures, and he kind of knew, because he knows his kids.
Yeah.
So, his exact words was, I don't care, she's not mine. I love her. It hurts me, but I love her like she's mine. Yeah. So, and during the filming process of the show, I did not know. So when people say, oh, you knew and you lied, like, it's a common mistake that I am human. I was very young. I was vulnerable. I was going through a lot. Like, it was a mistake that I didn't know. My daughter was never a mistake, but I just didn't know, and a lot of people go through this now. So it's like, what makes me any different? I guess because I'm Alexis Skye, and it's like this whole persona of, I lied about who my baby daddy was. No, I just didn't know at the time. And when I did find out, he was very well aware.
And when you told your child's father, what was his reaction?
It's not my baby. He was like, because it doesn't make sense to him neither. Yeah. He's like, what? You have a baby with Fed? Like, you got to think how he's thinking too. It's like, we knew that we used, like, you know what I mean? So he was just like, this is not my kid. I'm like, she's your daughter, because I wasn't with nobody else. And he was like, no, it's not. So for a long time, like, he was giving me the runaround to the point where I had to get like a whole swab on him. So.
Is he active in her life?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're in a better space, like co-parenting wise. He has gotten a lot better. So, I like to give a person, credit. I won't bash it. It did take a long time. It was not like that in the beginning. And, it is what it is.
Yeah.
My daughter is my main concern, so you can't force anybody to be a father. And I think he just stepped up. I think he just got tired of, of that. So he has been present for, I would say, the past 6 months. Not physically, always, because we live in different states, but financially he has stepped up. So yeah, it hasn't been a hassle. Would I want him to be in her life more? Absolutely. But
does he live in Atlanta?
No.
Okay.
So it's a little harder with his job and stuff, but I'm at a point where you gotta just let it be, and Fetty's still active in her life, and so that is also like a father to her as well.
Is he financially active too?
Who, Fetty?
Fetty.
Yeah, he has done a lot for her before. He was doing stuff before her dad was. So like he said, that would always be somebody that, he has a bond with. He was there through the whole process. He went through all the surgeries with me. So yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation. It's a beautiful blessing. And she's a fighter. So I think anybody that gets to know Alea and what she's been through, you'll love her.
Yes, how's she doing health-wise? I know she was born premature, and then she also had this rare disease.
Yeah, so she was born premature. She was 1 pound, 4 ounces. She wasn't born with cerebral palsy. That stuff came after the fact because it was trauma to her brain. So she had a grade 4 brain bleed, which caused her to have cerebral palsy. So her left side of her body is weak, so she had to have like 4 brain surgeries from like born to almost, when she was born to almost like, I think 5 was her last surgery. So she hasn't had to have any. The doctor said she wasn't gonna walk and talk. She is literally beating all the odds. She is Instagram famous. They love Lele down. Like, Lele is the star. They love Lele more than they love me. But she's literally a testimony of kids that are, special needs, like that, with the right care. Like I said, I have a great support system, and I know a lot of people might not have that, but it just takes a village to raise a kid, especially a kid with special needs. Like, I needed all the help I could get from my mom, from my grandma, from my nanny, from my aunt, whoever, like, especially with me being Alexis Skye and trying to maintain my brand, my lifestyle, I had to find that village to help me. So I'm very thankful for them, no matter what arguments I go through with my family, when it comes to my daughter, they do not play. So that's why she's striving the way she is.
Congratulations, because it's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy.
It's not. So yeah. But that is, I feel so much better, like really explaining the story and maybe like just talking to you. It's like, you want somebody to understand you. Like, listen, I just didn't know. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm human. I didn't know.
It happens.
And it's like, but I feel free from like this whole, every time something goes on the blogs about it, it's like, oh, you lied about your baby daddy. It's like, no. You know how reality shows are, they twist things up, it makes it one way, and it's like the whole time we already talked about it. So yeah, I feel like a
well, no, good.
relief off my shoulder.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you do, because listen, I want this conversation to be your opportunity to be free.
Yeah.
To know that you have an interview where it's like, I address everything, y'all leave me alone.
Well, that's what I said, come with it, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at a point in my life where I like to call it my golden era. Like, I have been through so much, and I don't want it to be like a pity party. I'll feel bad for Alexis, because we all have to take accountability for the things we do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at a point where I'm learning to take accountability. No matter what I've done in the past, on the internet, like, it's me. I did it, and I'm living with it.
Yeah.
But where I'm at now is like, you gotta have to put respect on my name, because it took me a damn long time to get here, and I'm not going backwards. So I just want people to respect where I'm at now,
Yeah.
I hate that the past always has to come up, which your past will forever, but it could get deleted. Yeah. It's possible.
Oh, for sure. And listen. It can also be something that we should move on from.
Just let it go.
Because your past does not define you. And like what you said, like, look, is it always going to come up in some form or fashion? Sure. But listen, this is my opinion. There's so many other celebrities who aren't Black that have a past that is similar to yours or even worse.
Yeah.
And social media doesn't allow themselves to constantly remind these celebrities of the things they've done in the past that they've already addressed and that they've already, spoken about and moved on from. Like, it doesn't define you. And that's the reason why I'm so proud of you. And I reached out to you because I wanted you to have an opportunity to know that there's a place that lives on the internet where they can be like, Alexis already addressed that, let's move on from it.
Yeah.
And with your recent success, I just think is really the icing on the cake.
Yes,
I really do think that.
I appreciate that.
You have always been, the hot girl.
Yes.
You were the girl that would be on the flyers, hosting parties, getting lots of money.
Yes, always.
Close to 10 stacks a night.
Yes.
We love that.
Yes.
We love that. That world, obviously, is so interesting because it's sort of like the hot girl of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there is this one time in your life that I want you to address and get it out the way, right?
Oh, my God. Wait. Okay, when I said I'm going to address everything, we're going to just get everything.
We're going to get everything out. So that way, nobody has to ask Alexis anything moving forward.
You got water?
I do, actually. I do. You want it? Thank you, Brent. Alexis, you are so funny.
Oh, child. Okay.
You are
Okay, Carlos, what you about to ask me? Because I think I have a great idea.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love an idea.
It's only a few things I went viral for, baby. All right.
Listen, we all have a viral on life, y'all. We be moving. But no, so listen. You've been the hot girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clubs, parties, and there were people comparing you to other hot girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ari Fletcher and those things. And I want you to address it because I read upon it and I felt like it got blown out of proportion. I felt that way. But I want you to be able to address it, how you felt at the moment and where things stand now.
Okay.
So at one point, there were people comparing you to Ari Fletcher. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, but, supposedly you made a comment that, I've been that girl before her. And she took offense to it. And then Jada came in, and then listen.
And then I cleared it all.
You cleared it all. Say I can have your baby daddy too. Like
no. But so okay, all right. But
you clap back, Alexis.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Okay. We all gotta, pay respect to where it's due, and that's just how I am. Before it was me, there was there was Blac Chyna, there's Amber Rose. Like, it's been an era for every bad bitch. And I just feel like, no, seriously, like.
I'm with you.
So, you know, like before there was ALEXIS SKYY or there was a Lyra or, you know, Miracle Watts, it was like a segment with certain of us, you know? And like I said, prior to that, there's Blac Chyna, there's Amber Rose. And
Lyra galore.
But Lyra galore, me, Miracle, we were in that era together. Like, we were being booked up together. Sometimes we might be in a flyer together. So that was our era, like, nonstop. There was even one other girl, I forgot her name. But then you had Jada and Ari, which were the younger girls that came in. I'm a type of woman, I'm very confident with myself. I'm not a hater. I'm not jealous. So I want to see everybody win. I didn't have an issue with that. You know, there was a lot of things being said on the back end of stuff because we were going to the same hairstylist. And so I don't really remember that comment with me saying, did I say I was a bad bitch before somebody?
You said something along the lines of don't compare me to anybody else because I've been doing this way before.
Oh yeah, and I still feel that. Like, I don't like.
You didn't put a name on it, and you weren't disrespectful.
Okay, yeah. So,
but they took that as
yeah. And what I mean by that is, don't compare me because it took me a long time to get to where I'm at, and I built ALEXIS SKYY, and I've been here. So for me, it's like I'm standing on what I'm saying. Like, don't compare me to nobody. I'm me, and they're them. And it wasn't towards anybody directly, so if the shoe fits, then I said wear it. That's how I was, and that's the type of woman I am to this day. But like I said, it was a lot of other little catty things going on, and it was just people were started comparing me and her, and obviously Ari was hot, like, and she's still hot. But it was like, okay, she's a new girl on the block, and it's like, okay, Alexis, you got some, and I'm looking at it like, it ain't competition, she's a bad bitch. Like, I love girls. I'm like, okay. But in other women, sometimes they might feel that way, and I was never, like, looking at it in that lane. There was words that was exchanged between us, I guess from that statement, and people were just making a mess out of nothing. She said something, I said something, and it went way too far. When the kids got involved, I think her brother got involved, and it just got left. And then Jada jumped in, and I was like, okay, now y'all playing with me. And I was, but at that time, you gotta think, at that time, I was way younger, I was popping my shit. But as like the years went on, I did apologize to both of them.
You did.
I definitely did, because that was part of my growth, and I meant my apology until this day. I don't have a problem with Ari, I don't have a problem with Jada. I actually think they're both amazing. They're amazing mothers. However, you know, after you apologize, there's but so much you can do. You can't force nobody to like you. Either you accept it or not. I did apologize for the words that did come out my mouth. I think that I was already hurt from a lot of other things. So, you know, hurt people hurt people. She said something about my daughter, you know, it triggers. It's a thing for me. So it's like, when you speak about my kid, there's no limit on what I speak about. And I didn't mean to say what I said because her brother did pass away. So I know that probably will stick with her forever. So it's probably one of those things where it's like, I don't ever want to be a friend, which is fine with me. But as long as she heard my apology, I'm cool with that. Jada, I mean, I made my remark. It was you want to get slick, I'm gonna get slick back. So, you know, just watch what you say. That was what I was saying at that moment. But I don't have no issue with her. I think she's a bad bitch. I love her brand. I think she's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? And even till this day, they were the next generation after us. And guess what? There is another generation after them. They just have to understand it's room for everybody. So it might be a girl younger than them that's dating a rapper, and she blows up. We can't be jealous of each other. Like, at the end of the day, we all have a name. We all in the same lane, but it's levels to different things, you know? And it's all about where you're going and where you take it. And, you know, so, and that's just where I'm at with it. And I will hope that one day we could sit down and talk. You know, I've tried numerous times because...
To reach out?
I've had other people reach out to, you know, say, hey, like, I want to have a sit down with her, talk to her, because I think it's so small, like, and it blew up to something bigger when it really was other people creating those narratives between us, when I never had an issue with her from day one. But now when words were exchanged, it's like, okay, well, you said this about my kid, I'm gonna say this. You know, so yeah, I'm 31 now. You know, I'm not like with the catty and the drama and the internet beefing. Like, we're moms. And like I said, they're both amazing mothers. So, you know, whenever she's ready to sit down and talk woman to woman, I'm here for it. If not, then, you know, keep doing your thing. She's a bad bitch.
Yeah. And you haven't ran into each other?
Yeah, we have. I ran into her at Toast, New York, Cafe, and...
Did you go up and wave?
No. No.
Did y'all make eye contact?
We definitely did.
Did you, like, roll your eyes?
No.
Okay.
Because there's no hate in
Did
my
she
heart.
roll her eyes?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
We're a day apart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're like, the energy is gonna
Two
be,
cancers.
we're literally a day apart. So it's like, it's gonna
Y'all
be,
see each other.
I see you, you see me, but we're not, it's like almost like we're the type of people is like, we're not, I'm not saying hi first. Like,
Right.
you know, but deep down inside, we're really teddy bears. It's like, we, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, and we also, cancers, we don't hold grudges, but we kind of stand on what we say. So it's like, once you kind of take it there with me, it's like, mm-mm. So I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, you can't force nobody to accept an apology. You know what I'm saying? So that's on her time.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I get that. I get that.
So-
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about something else. But
I'll
I'm
get to that
glad I got,
later.
yeah, I'm glad I cleared
Yeah.
that up because I genuinely do
Yeah.
not have a problem with
Good.
Ari Fletcher or Jada
Okay.
at all.
Yeah. No, I think, listen, I am proud of what Ari and Jada have amassed. I'm proud of all you girls who are able to enter this crazy ass business and make your money on your own. Do you know what I mean? And do it in a way that is the standard for the generation at the time. I believe in that. I support it. I think it's amazing what you girls have been able to accumulate in this industry, because this industry is not kind to Black women.
It's not.
And it's not kind to Black women who are trying to make their money to provide for their children. So I'm happy that is nothing crazy that can't be fixed. I think my advice as your big brother, okay, because I know a lot of cancers, honey. My daddy, my best friend, and the folks who work with me, child. I know a lot of cancers. I will say this, because you're the oldest one.
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
The next time you run into her, I want you to walk up to her. Because you're the big sis.
Okay.
So next time, because your energy, first of all, look, your energy is so beautiful. It's almost as beautiful as your face.
Thank
Like
you.
you have a great energy. And I think if you, of all people, can walk up and be like, hey sis, how's it going? I think you would break the ice. I really do believe that. Because you have big sis energy.
Okay.
You do.
Well, I'm open to it. I mean, I
Yeah.
probably should have done that. I mean, I'm open to it.
No, but I understand at the time.
Yeah.
I get it. I
But
get it.
I will. I mean, if I bump into
I would
her.
do the same thing too.
Yeah.
And I have in the past.
Yeah. But if I bump into her, I will.
I want you to do it.
I think we were out at the club. Jada's birthday. I got on the mic and told her happy birthday. So I said, happy birthday, Jada.
Oh, you good?
Yeah,
And
like
she received it.
Yeah, she said thank you.
Yeah, and she's a Libra like me.
Yeah.
So we're Libras, we forgive easily.
Yeah.
But y'all Cancers, baby.
But that was something like very
But
small.
that was silly.
Yeah, but
I
for
mean, meaning y'all thing was just it was clap back response.
Yeah,
and that
it was
it.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing
But
serious.
yeah, if I do see Ari, I will.
Okay, good.
I remember when he's
Okay, you call me and you tell me how it went.
yeah, I'll tell you how it goes.
Okay. Is it true you had a fight with Blac Chyna? Is that true?
Okay, so I want to definitely clear this one up because apparently she was going around telling LA that I was stealing out of her purse, out of a part. Like, first of all, like, yes. So I want to clear this up for the world because I never, first of all, like, absolutely loved her down. And I don't know what was going on in the moment, but we were at Meek Mill's party and I was sitting just like this on the couch and we were talking about the kids. And she turned her back, and then she must have said that I went in her bag. And so she was like, bitch, don't take my bag. I'm like, what? Don't touch my bag. I'm like, I didn't touch your bag. And it just went left. And next thing you know, like, you gotta think, I'm like young and wild at this point. So it was like, oh, you trying to get crazy with me? So I'm in the party, and I got kicked out. Literally, like, of course, it was Blac Chyna and it's me, ALEXIS SKYY in LA. You know how LA is.
Yes.
So it was like, Alexis, get out of here. I was so embarrassed. They lifted me, like, out the party. So, yeah, and that's when I had that, it was crazy. Like, that's when I had the iconic moment in the Kardashians' house. It was, like, crazy.
Talk to me about that iconic moment. Because, I have a diverse audience.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know about the iconic moment in the Kardashian house, please explain.
Well, yeah, so Rob seen what happened, and me and Rob were friends. So I don't know if it was an underlying issue prior to that, but me and Rob, like, never messed around or anything like that, even when they were dating. So I'm like, Rob was a person that always liked to vent and talk. So I was a person that he always vented and talked to. So I don't know if, like, the couch stimulated to the bag or it was really about Rob, but he reached out and we went there and I cooked dinner and it was just like I was just being so petty. And even with that, like, it's so childish now looking at it. It's like, like, it was still iconic though to me.
Oh,
Cause it's like, I was on the checkerboard floors. I thought I was doing it.
Dr. Kris Jenner.
Yes! You couldn't tell me nothing. I cooked my famous corn, everything.
You're such a Jamaican woman, darling.
Okay, I had that like, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I was like, I'm dreaming right now. Like, I was literally, I couldn't stop looking at the floors, you know? So I was just like, I didn't even care about the fight. I was like, you know what? You can have that.
Did you and Blac Chyna ever, like, touch hands?
No. We never fist fought.
Okay, never fist fought.
No, absolutely not. And guess what? So, like, prior to all that, I reached out to her as well years later, and I apologized. I'm like, girl, like, I hope you know, like, me and him never had any type of, like, and the blogs painted like I was dating him, and we were never, like, we were really good friends. So.
But you admit you were being petty by even going over the house and cooking
Yes,
corn.
because I'm a Cancer. I bite, baby, okay? I'm going to bite you, like, so don't play with me. That's how I am.
But you didn't bite Rob?
No.
Did you and Rob ever kiss?
No.
Okay.
Rob is Rob. So anyway, we'll leave that for another conversation. But I reached out to her and we got past that. And we actually we were at a magazine cover together. So she was on her spiritual journey, I was on mine. And it was just like, okay, look, let's put this past us. Okay. So I love what she's doing now. But I just wanted to address that because it was like, it's funny to me. Yeah. When you can laugh at something like that, it's like, girl, I don't even know. I was just like so young and just wild, and I was living in my Love and Hip Hop LA era, so I thought I was that bitch, and you couldn't tell me nothing. So I was at that party like, I'm ALEXIS SKYY. But like, I was literally just living that moment. So it's just funny now, and Chyna's doing her thing. She looks beautiful. I love, like, you know, congratulations to her, like, being sober. Like, that takes a lot, and just, you know, she comes from a similar background as well. So I'm just very proud of the woman that she is now. She's an amazing mother. So, yeah.
Okay, good. So you cleared that up?
Yes, I cleared that up.
Okay.
For sure. It was just funny.
No, listen, that's why I wanted to ask, because I'm like, because again, it made it seem like it got physical. So I'm glad you cleared it up that it wasn't.
We never touched.
And for the record, you didn't take anything out her bag.
That's why I never stole from anybody. I would never take anything out of anybody's bag. And especially come on at an LA party, I would never even embarrass myself like that. Like, absolutely. And I don't steal.
Okay.
So I just want to make that very clear.
Okay, cool.
Because nobody wants to not invite me to an LA party. Because you know, things in LA goes around like, oh no, don't invite Alexis. She steals out of bags.
Especially the black, in the black culture in LA, it's like this big.
Okay, yeah, yes. I don't need that on my name. So we're going to clear that up right now.
Okay, good. So that's that. I want you to clear up the biggest viral moment you've had. Okay?
Okay.
The cucumber challenge.
I knew you were going to ask me this.
Okay.
OMG.
So listen, I wanted to bring it up because of this reason. And it's the reason why I wanted to know your backstory. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, just so you know. For me, I think what happens is oftentimes a young woman gets caught up.
Absolutely.
Gets caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that in this day and age, everything's recorded. Okay, so I want to start by saying that, but I also want you to be able to just to answer it how you want to answer it, because it's your story and it's your truth. And one thing that I have noticed about you is you are very honest about mistakes you've made because you've allowed your mistakes to grow.
Yeah.
So in this particular moment, obviously, it's this party, it's a cucumber challenge, you have a boyfriend, and Boosie Badass recorded it because that's just what he did.
Yeah.
There were no cameras, no phones, but it got out because of him. It's been wiped off the internet. But it is something that, unfortunately, like you said earlier,
it follows you.
It follows you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you, Alexis, to just, in your own words, my love, just address it so that you're able to, again, say, I've addressed it and I moved on from it. It did go viral. And, you know, listen, it was something that people said, you put it in yourself, you put another woman, you sucked on it. Like,
what?
That's what I'm saying to you. No.
Oh, wow.
I want you to be, because again, the good thing is this. The video is gone.
Yeah.
So it's left to interpretation. And I want you to take us back to just that night where you were in your life at the time. what went down in your own words that you're able to just, cease all conversation from it moving forward?
Okay, so at that era, I was dating Trouble at the time.
And Trouble is a rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's no longer here, so rest in peace to him.
Yes.
I was dating him, and dating Trouble, it was like living off the edge, living on a roller coaster. You just never knew what you were gonna get. And when I was dating him, like I just felt free. Like I just was like doing whatever I wanted to do. It was like another side that I was kind of just like seeing of myself. And I'm like, okay. It was kind of bringing back the younger version of me, but I'm like, okay, I'm able to do what I want to do. It was always a turn up, drinking, partying. So he just exposed me to like a different light. At that time, we were going to the pool party. We were already halfway drunk, I believe, turning up and stuff like that. So it was like, oh, come on, let's turn up. And I'm just being Alexis, like in the nightlife, like I honestly don't want to say the wrong thing, but I don't remember or recall what I was doing because I was really intoxicated. I was really drunk. It was people saying, oh, do this, do that. Like, come on, Alexis, you do it. Like,
were you just drunk off of liquor? Were you taking any pills?
No, I wasn't taking any drugs.
Okay,
No,
so
I was
just
drunk. I
liquor.
was really drunk. And I was drinking Hennessy, and I don't even drink Hennessy.
Okay.
But I was drinking it because they were drinking it. So I'm like, okay. So to be honest, like, I'm super embarrassed about it because obviously at this age, like, if I looked at it, I would be like, what the hell are you doing?
Mortified.
But when you're in the moment, sometimes, like, and you're drunk, sometimes, like, you just don't know what you're doing, And I hate to say, like, you don't know what you're doing, but it's like, sometimes people get drunk and you have a embarrassing drunk night. And so I think for me, it was one of those nights where I was, like, with my boyfriend, trying to be cute, drunk, and just wanted to, like, do whatever. Like, I don't know if I was trying to impress. I don't know what I was trying to do. Maybe I was trying to impress him. I don't know. Maybe I was just, like, trying to be the fun girlfriend, like, and had the lit moment. Had I thought that it would blow up the way it did? No.
Mm-hmm.
It was the most embarrassing moment of my life to my family. It was, like, crazy. Like, I didn't even know what to say to them because it did look crazy. And then, like, thank God it's gone because I wouldn't want my daughter to grow up to see that or know, like, her mom and the cucumber. Like, I just didn't want that. So I'm very thankful that it's out the way. So, yeah, in my words, it was a very embarrassing moment, and I was just drunk.
Yeah.
And I think it was just who I was dating at the time. I'm not going to blame him. I got to take accountability. But sometimes when you date somebody, you just do things, and you just do it,
Yes, and listen, there's multiple people. If a lot of people look back, Alexis, on their decade of being in their 20s and the mistakes they made, especially when alcohol's involved and you're around the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
And you're dating somebody that, may he rest in peace. And this is no disrespect to him. But when you're dating somebody who even allows that to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it is a man's job, in my opinion, to protect his woman and to make sure his woman is always seen as the utmost female in any room that she's in.
Right.
And to feel safe and protected. And, I don't judge you. I don't judge any woman who, unfortunately, at a time where you are intoxicated and you're in the wrong situation, and the man who you're with, who I strongly believe in that, whose job is to make sure you are protected. And yes, you are responsible for your behavior. You are responsible for your decisions. And I'm glad you're taking accountability for that. However, I do want people to always look at the bigger picture, because in order for you to do better in life, yes, you take accountability for yourself, but you also have to look at your surroundings.
And who you're dating, your friends. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. And I think, like, that was part of, like, also me healing with just, you start going after the same thing and the same thing. So it became, like, a track record with me, like, just dating the same type of patterns of things. So I think it was just, like, I still wasn't healing it. So I was just doing anything, filling that void.
Yeah.
So then you start dating, and it's like you really don't even know what type of situation you're in, and who you're really dating. So that was a learning process, a learning experience. Trevor's an amazing person, but everybody is not for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Was that when you started, Alexis, to really just take a back seat and really, like, figure out, like, who do I want to be seen in this world?
Yeah, after that, I never went public with anybody.
Yeah.
That was it for me. It was a major you know, I might have been seen on the blogs, but they didn't really, like, it's not something I address publicly. Maybe like once or twice, I might be like, oh, is she with this person? Or they might have seen me out. But he was the last person that I actually physically like dated in a public eye. And it was very, like, it was a just embarrassing moment, like I said, something that I never want to like think about. But I'm happy that I'm addressing and letting it go because I feel like it's like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I just, at that moment, I knew the importance of like just keeping things private. I learned the power of privacy. So even if I am dating, so it doesn't affect me in that manner, if that makes sense. Because sometimes your partner can affect you as well. So you just got to be very mindful. And if I, you know, I'm posting and stuff, like it's because I'm comfortable or like I know this person represents me good and things of that nature. So, but yeah, I took a good 3-4 years and just went kind of quiet with the dating stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I was dating, but you just didn't know what I was doing.
Well, and the thing too is this. I just appreciate the fact that you were able to not make excuses for it and you took the time to like escape this celebrity world in terms of like showcasing your relationship. And I also want to say this, and this is the reason why I do want you to go to therapy. Not that there's something wrong with you.
I was in denial though at a point. Like at that time, like I was like, I don't know what I did wrong. Like I was in that like phase for a long time. I was really like, I didn't know what I did wrong. Like, because everybody was saying, you didn't do nothing wrong. But then this side, people were saying, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, look at what you're doing. Yeah. You know? So it was like, I was in denial. And then I really like, it clicked to me like, okay. I had to like sit back and look at it and be like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, not that I'm a therapist.
Yeah.
I will give you so much grace for that moment, and this is why. You were a young girl who was sex trafficked. And you were a young girl whose sexuality was exploited. And you were a young girl who unfortunately reached her sexual peak younger than her mind could handle. Right. And what a lot of young girls don't talk about who've experienced that is you sometimes, I'm not gonna speak for you, but you sometimes identify yourself through sexual activities.
Yeah. No,
right?
You're right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what you know, and it's the reason why, you know, after you ran away from home and you were sex trafficked, you then started dancing because everything for you was, if I do something sexual, not the activity, I'm rewarded.
Exactly, and that's all I knew.
That's all you knew. And I think for you, you should give listen, come here. You should give yourself so much grace for that.
Thank you.
And I really want you to.
Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
and it's okay because you always have to look at your past in order to understand where you're going in life. And I listen, yes, you hold yourself accountable for sure. But Alexis, I want you to know, for me, it is not your fault.
Thank you.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And it's an opportunity for you to be able to understand that I made mistakes in my past, but it does not define me. And it does not define you.
Yeah. Sorry, got me emotional.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because look, I'm going to say this to you. Thank you, Britt. I'm going to say this to you. You are an accomplished, gorgeous, 31-year-old woman and mother.
Thank you.
And you are still here. And the reason why you are still here is because God wants you to be here. Right? He wakes you up every day to give you another chance at getting something right.
Right.
At getting something right. And as I look at you, I want you to feel freer. I feel the freedom, but I want you to be freer from that. It does not define you. Yeah. I did some shit in my 20s. I'd be like, well, thank God there was no social media, because I don't know what I would feel like if the mistakes I've made and the world made was for fodder on social media.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it. It took and like I said, it's not like a pity party for Alexis. It's more so like, okay, like, give me a break. Like, no matter what I do, what I post, it's like they attack me. And it's like, okay, like, I'm human. I'm just like you. I'm not perfect. Obviously, my life is in the limelight, but it doesn't mean, like, people have to be so hard on somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know how it affects people's mental health. So it really took a toll on me, and I had to kind of, like, get out of that social media thing and start living for Alexis and start doing things for me. So I'm at a point now, it's like, I just want to be free.
Yeah.
You like it, you don't. I can't make people like me. You know, I could make people respect me, but you don't gotta like me. So that's where I'm at. I like to call it my golden era. You know, that chapter 30 hit, and it's like when you become a woman and you start identifying your mistakes and you start healing and you start, you know, just walking into womanhood. Like your 20s, you're supposed to fuck up. Your 30s is where now it's time.
You plant the
So now if I'm doing this stuff now in my 30s, I'm like, all right, Alexis, like, we done gave you your grace. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like my 20s was something I will say is part of my journey. It was something to live for. I had an amazing time. But now it's time to pack it up and really get into me, become that woman that God called me to be, and just walk in my truth. And walking in your truth is the best thing you could do. And walking in your purpose, because it's like if you try to hide, and the thing about it is I never really, I address things, but I don't really address it. And then when I do address it, sometimes people twist it like a lot of, and that's why I love the opportunity that I'm sitting here really just opening up, because I've done interviews and stuff and they'll twist what I'm saying, how we're sitting here. They will twist it and something that I didn't even say. And make it seem like, and then they'll make make it something about that. So you just get tired of it. It's like enough is enough. So I'm just at a point where I just want to be at peace. I want to continue to grow my business, be a great mother. I don't have problems with nobody, anything in the past. I just want it to just be, I don't want to say erased. I just don't want it to keep following me because things we can't forget. You know what I mean? But I have my iconic moments. Y'all know me for it, but just let it be. Let me blossom into the woman that God called me to be. Yeah. And that's why I have a butterfly. You grow, you spread your wings. So that's where I'm at, like spreading my wings, and I'm setting myself free from everything. I feel like I addressed the elephant in the room like a lot.
No, listen, I'm here to give you your flowers because you did not let anything define you. And the fact that you took the test to get your license, you were honest about failing it twice.
Yes.
Which showed you and all of us that as long as you really stick to it, you'll be able to go through it.
Yeah, the last time I took a test was in high school. So nobody knows, like it was like a challenge for me because I'm like, last test I took was to graduate. So it was like to sit, and it was a 4-month process, you know? I was in the library for hours. I cut the world off. Now it's not like I took the test because I wanted to say I have a license. Like I understand insurance in and out. So I grew to have a passion, because you gotta think for 4 months when you're studying something, it's like, okay, you know? So it's my baby. It's something that nobody can take from me. It's my baby. And it's gonna build my career. And I plan on just growing and growing.
So what's next for ALEXIS SKYY?
Well, I have, you know, that, and I'm taking another test. I'm gonna get my SIE license. So it's like investing banking and to sell like stocks. So I'm trying to take this to the next level. I'm trying to, you know, build a team of women for life insurance, have my own firm office, which I already have my firm with my partner who passed away, but you know, just keep growing from there, and you know, a little acting maybe, throw some acting movies, and just take it to the next level. But I want people to respect me in the financial industry. Like I'm always gonna be ALEXIS SKYY, so I don't want people to ever forget that I'm always gonna be a bad bitch, okay? But I'm gonna be a bad bitch with brains. Okay, and I don't even want to call myself a bitch, but
no, you own it.
Yeah.
The way we as Black people empower ourselves with the N-word, the way the gays do the F-word.
I'm gonna own it, but yeah,
you are a bad. Let me tell you something, baby. You have all of this.
So now when I walk in these rooms, you're gonna have to respect me, and I might walk in there with a short dress on, but just know I got my license, I got this. Like, put respect on my name. You know, so that's how I'm coming this era. That's why I like to call it my golden era, and I don't want people to lose like that image of me, because just because I'm in the financial world, I might throw on that blazer one day, and I might be in Cabo on the yacht and Poochie the next. And you just gotta, you know, and my little butterfly might be out, but just deal with it and embrace it and understand that you can be both.
You really can.
You don't have to cover up and be just to be professional. Now, when I walk in that room, I know I'm gonna sell you that pen and I'm gonna have my blazer on. But yeah.
I love this for you.
Thank you.
I love the next level of your life.
Thank you.
I love the next phase of your womanhood. I love that you are a woman owning your femininity. I think a lot of women nowadays are doing it and being unashamed of it. I think it's okay for a woman to be sexual as long as it's her choice.
Right.
To be able to be free and to be the girl in the bikini, but also the girl with the Birkin in the boardroom.
Exactly.
Like I want you to know you can be both. And don't let no motherfucker tell you that you can't be, because the other girls who don't look like you, who are not Black, they're able to do it. And our culture respects it.
Right.
But when a Black woman does it,
it's like, oh, aren't you this? Aren't you like, yeah, no. I am. Actually, I am.
Yeah.
So I'm just at that point where I'm learning to just be me. Like, I don't want to feel like I got to be covered because I'm a life insurance agent. No. Now, am I going to be twerking and stuff? And like, I might.
Yes, it's okay.
No, I might, but am I gonna just be posting it out there? Like, no, but I'm still gonna live my life. I'm human, baby. I'm human. I'm at a point where it's like, just be yourself. And there's just a time and place for things. And it's just a balance. And just certain things keep private. If you don't want the world to know, don't post it. Now, if you get caught, then that's another thing.
Boosie, badass, we're gonna need you to cut your phone off next. Okay, like,
yeah, Boosie. Cut that phone off next time.
Cut that phone off next time. No, listen, I just want to say thank you so much for this interview.
Yes,
I really, really enjoyed this conversation. And I'm telling you to your face, you are going to go very far.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you. And I really appreciate you for really, like, you know, you don't get a lot of people that sit and actually let you, like, be you. It's always a little shade. Like, no. Like, this whole interview has been so genuine, and I feel so free, and I know I will never forget this interview. I feel like this is going to be the start of it, like, with you. Aww. So I appreciate you for giving me that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing person.
Thank you.